If you have found yourself navigating unemployment or having to adjust your budget since the start of the pandemic, a nonprofit in Missoula may have just what you need. KPAX's Megan Mannering has our story.
Homeword believes that every Montanan should have a safe, healthy home to go home to. And part of what we do is we offer classes for first-time homebuyer, financial and renter education and counseling.
Since 1994, Homeword, a nonprofit headquartered in Missoula, has helped families build financial resilience. And now, with the financial impacts of the pandemic looming overhead, they know their programming is more important than ever. So they're pivoting.
As soon as the stay-at-home order was issued, we switched our education all to Zoom.
Operations and Program Director Carissa Trujillo says making the switch has allowed them to reach Montanans near and far.
But now we're seeing folks from all over the state really benefiting from this empowering level of education. And especially in a pandemic, this is a time when a lot of folks have incomes that are either, they're dealing with unemployment or underemployment and not really feeling confident about what the next few months look like, especially through the winter and with some of the government supports ending with the new year.
Trujillo says whether your financial struggles are minimal or exponential, their financial skill building class welcomes you to come as you are.
Our financial educator has this incredible energy around being able to help people where they are. So if you are making no money, she's going to find you resources and she's going to teach you skills to really dig into what's available to you. And she has this idea bank and action plan for you. And then for folks who feel more secure, but they maybe are living outside of their means, they know they make enough money to cover their bills, and yet by the end of the month they are running out of money. And so she helps folks really get in line and create this living, breathing budget so that they can really adjust what they need and meet those financial goals.
In Missoula, Megan Mannering, MTN News.
The next round of financial skill building classes will be held next week, January 12th, 13th, and 14th, and you can sign up for free at homeword.org. All right, after the break, it's more than just a cup of coffee. A restaurant in Kalispell is offering a taste of diversity too. And
I'm Sean Wells in Kalispell, where the Flathead Food Bank has found a permanent home.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
The Flathead Food Bank has been a staple in the Flathead Valley since 1982, distributing millions of pounds of food each year to community members in need. KPAX's Sean Wells tells us why they won't be leaving Kalispell anytime soon.
We've been home for a long time. It was just time to finally own.
The Flathead Food Bank in Kalispell has officially purchased the space they've rented and operated out of since 2009 at the Gateway Community Center. Flathead Food Bank Executive Director Jamie Quinn says the purchase is years in the making and allows the food bank to expand within its existing space, becoming a Northwest regional warehouse for multiple counties in the area.
We want to be able to really continue what we've kind of been doing, but do it on a more efficient and an actual legitimate level.
Quinn says establishing the regional warehouse means the food bank wouldn't have to rely on the Montana Food Bank network out of Missoula for food supply, which would cut down food delivery wait times for more rural areas like the Blackfeet Indian Reservation in Browning. She says the plan is to have the regional warehouse up and running in the coming months.
Realistically, hoping for maybe April-ish, but if not, we're looking at about 6 months or less.
Northwest Montana United Way, which owns the Gateway Community Center, sold the space to the food bank with the idea of the center becoming a hub for local nonprofits. United Way Executive Director Roxana Parker says she is thrilled to have the food bank become permanent members of the Gateway Community Center.
So having the Flathead Food Bank here is a perfect fit for the mission, the vision of the Gateway Community Center, but also it just makes sense.
Quinn says the food bank distributed just short of 3.5 million pounds of food in 2020, more than double the distribution amount of an average year. She says donations from community members, both large and small, help the food bank run smooth day after day.
We've been so fortunate to know that we've never had to worry and wonder if at the end of the distribution time, if we were going to run out of food before we ran out of cars. So that's a great thing to be super grateful for, is that the community has made sure that food security is really important.
Quinn says additional expansion ideas for the food bank include a new commercial kitchen and food processing area. In Kalispell, Sean Wells, MTN News.
Back in September, the Flathead Food Bank delivered close to 60,000 pounds of food to the Blackfeet Nation during their 14-day emergency lockdown.
When you think of authentic Mexican food and drinks like horchata, Kalispell may not be the first place that comes to mind, but Mario Osorio and Aaron Wilcox wanted to bring diversity to the food offered in the Flathead, making El Cafecito a coffee shop with several breakfast items like migas and tamales. Osorio grew up in Mexico City and wanted to turn his passion for baking into making a community with those who love diversity, especially in their food. Wilcox and Osorio say that due to both of them growing up in larger cities, bringing new flavors to the Flathead is important.
We do miss diversity. And we do miss culture, the foods and stuff that we love for you can get in other places and experience in other places. And we really wanted to meet those people that would be attracted to that type of stuff and bring those members of the community together.
And you can find El Cafecito at 701 East Idaho Street in Kalispell. They also have a website to check out as well. Elizabeth.
High pressure was to thank for the sunny skies today and warmer temperatures, but we have another round of moisture on the way, moving in later tomorrow night. We'll have more coming up next.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.
We are in between rounds of moisture, rain and snow staying out of our forecast today, all thanks to a brief build-in of high pressure. So that's kind of our first headline for tonight, where we are mostly cloudy now. Now there are some clouds moving in. We've got some moisture in the upper atmosphere. It's just not falling to the ground yet, but more rain and snow do arrive with the next Pacific cold front that arrives Wednesday night. So you're going to see those clouds build in through Wednesday afternoon. Again, seeing some